we're back. This is the SilmFilm Script Discussion Season 2, Episode 4, Part 3, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. Wrong show.
Nice try.
Kind of true, though. It works.
Alrighty. Anyway, so we have made it through Ents. We've made it through the Nandor motivation to leave. We didn't have... Okay, we need to have Lenwë talk to Elwë. Do we do that before or after... Whoa. Somebody's whistling. Do we do that before or after the visit between Elwë and Finwë? Because if Elwë is going to disappear on his way back from the visit with Finwë, that's going to cause a problem. So we're going to have it before.
Okay.
What? Okay. If we have Lenwë's conversation with Elwë about the appearance of the Ents and the Nandor decision to remain on the east side of the Misty Mountains, we have to have that conversation before Elwë has his meeting with Finwë. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to have Elwë captured, disappear on the way back from the meeting with Finwë.
Captured. Kinda.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah. What you're saying makes sense.
Yeah, there's some logistics issues to our planning for this episode.
Right.
We just have to keep following with the logistics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So we do Elwë's frustration with Lenwë. Okay, initial confrontation. We have Lenwë while trying to round up his people. Meeting with Treebeard and wife.
Mm-hmm.
We have Vanyar getting on island boat. Is there background noise for you guys?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Okay. So then we have Lenwë meeting with Elwë and saying, actually, we're not coming.
Yes. Yeah. Everything with the Nandor has to happen before Elwë goes to check in with Finwë. And that could be one of the pieces of news he reports, is that some of my people don't want to come anymore.
Right. Okay. So there has to be at least a hint of frustration on Elwë's part with this situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Okay.
Yeah. While Elwë is journeying to meet up with the Noldor is when we could show the Vanyar reach the havens, do the whole island thing.
Okay. All right, I guess. Okay, all right. Cool.
Then cut back to Finwë, Elwë, Noldor camp.
Then we do the most important moment of the episode.
Yes, Elwë and Nan Alma. So we've got enough build up. This is maybe the middle of the episode, do you think?
Yes.
Or you think we're only 15 minutes in?
No. This is
we somehow
a lot of stuff we've done.
Talk, so I feel like we should be more than 15 minutes in.
I hope so. I feel like maybe Alex or someone is going to come back and be like, yeah, this is 15 minutes in. I just have that sneaking suspicion. I think we're further.
No, we have 1, 2. No, that's not true. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenes. We have 5 scenes. Before we even get to Nan Elmroth.
Oh, yeah.
At least, yeah.
Okay. So we're okay. some of which can be quite lengthy. For example, the meeting with the Ents, that can go on for a bit. All right.
It can't be short. I refuse to approve of any Ent-related scenes being a quick, show an Ent, cut away.
Yeah,
because are not
No.
on that time.
No
quick
scenes. Not
right.
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 And they don't have to be boring. Things can be happening, but it has to have a good pace to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the meeting of Thingol and Melian has to be like the centerpiece of the episode. There's a lot of echo that I'm getting from me. So we have to watch. We have to see them moving through Nan Elmoth.
Nan Elmoth.
Nan Elmoth. That word. Those words. We have to see it. We have to see Elwë, and I mean, do we want Celeborn to be there? Do we want more than Celeborn to be there?
The motivation for having other people present was to have them have a different reaction to this whole girdle of Melian thing.
Yeah. Which I still think we should.
Yeah, I mean, we should show something. We should show something that makes Elwë special, so that involves somebody else being there to have something different.
Right. Because I have no problem with the girdle of Melian being there, and Elwë, similar to Beren, being fated to make it through the girdle.
Yes.
Because we have to have some kind of connection between the two.
Yes.
Anyway.
Melian's girdle. Sorry. Girdle.
It's just,
I'm immature. Girdles are funny.
no, I know. It's really awkward to talk about it like that, but okay, we'll go with it.
You didn't. I didn't hear all of what you said.
Together,
I really hope you didn't use the word penetrate.
No.
Oh, no. It's not a good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so.
Okay, yeah, so somebody's going to be with them. He's going to make it through. They're not. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, what happened? And he'll be like, there's a beautiful woman standing there. And okay.
All right. Now, we completely forgot that we're supposed to have set up the whole, or was the idea of Melian going back to Middle-earth, is that set up in episode 3 now, or episode 2?
I think it's in episode 2.
Okay, all right, cool. That's
Unless we have a reason to flash back to Valinor, which would be after the Vanyar get there, we would have Melian talking to someone and then go back to Middle-earth. But that's, I mean, if we're already having logistic issues, I'm really concerned that we're not going to fit that in the first half hour of this episode.
Nope. Let's not. Okay, so we have.
You make it in episode 2, which gives her time to have established her little realm in Nan Elmoth.
Right.
Otherwise, it feels like she just happened to land right where Elwë was.
Yeah.
Destiny.
So,
Yeah, that's well, yeah.
all right, so Elwë hears the nightingales, which he remembers, because we've now set that up in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps going. He presses through. Maybe we show him kind of hearing it from different angles. Like he keeps turning around. We can actually have the camera kind of pan around him a few times.
Right, the whole caught in a web thing.
Yeah, the confusion thing. Okay, we lose sight of the other guys, whoever his escorts were, and he walks into the clearing where Melian is. He stands there with a stupid look on his face. She walks up, put her hand in his. and they stop.
Yes.
Does he
But not
reach?
This-
Does he reach for her? Like you said that she comes up and puts her hand in his, but like is he reaching for her when that happens?
Okay. Here's an interesting idea. To kind of make it a little bit more off kilter, have him reach out for her even though she's like 30 feet away.
Okay.
And the next shot is his hand, and she's reaching out to touch his hand because instantly she's right there.
And she's right there.
Okay.
Okay?
To kind of add to the whole mystery magic thing going on.
Right.
Okay.
And then we can...
Yeah.
What I would love to close out this episode, the closing shot of the episode, to be a shot of the two of them standing in time lapse with things like growing around them,
Mm-hmm.
to illustrate the fact that they're there a long time.
Right. Trees can grow up around this glade while they're standing.
Right. Right. And if we show that in
not
time lapse,
That'd be uncomfortable.
yeah.
But yes.
If we show that in time lapse, we can do like a 1 or 2 minute sequence. Let's say a 2-minute sequence of that.
45
And
seconds.
Yeah, 2 minutes is a long time.
2 minutes is a long time. I'm sorry. I watch a lot of old movies where you would see scenes that you could even see a single shot that lasted 2 minutes. Anyway,
2 minutes is too long.
that's probably true. All right. Okay. So
I know.
it's okay. So 45 seconds at the end of the story section of the episode. Okay. So, but we don't need to show that here.
No.
Should the next scene we see be Elway's closest confidants, closest dudes, Celeborn, Beleg, whoever else was with him at the time,
The bros. Yeah.
coming back to Olway to report that his brother has vanished into the ether.
Yeah. There needs to be
We don't know.
how are we going to tell Alway what happened?
Right.
Like there has to be kind of that we feel so horrible and guilty that we lost Elway.
Right. Maybe they even stay for a while searching for him before they go and report.
Yeah, they're not going to immediately panic and run to get help. They're going to look for him, especially if they're in a state of confusion.
Right. So they keep walking towards the glade and keep winding up out of it. That's my vision of the girdle of Melian.
Yeah. Professor Olson made that comparison between Alice in Wonderland, where she's walking towards the mountain and keeps finding herself walking away from it. He said that was too passive. That we needed the girdle of Melian to have extra layers of confusion, which means some kind of distortion, I would think, going on, where your sense of reality gets a little warped. So shooting with weird camera stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make it seem like they're stumbling around through the woods. Like they don't just find themselves walking in another direction.
Gotcha.
They're like stumbling and confused.
Okay.
I was thinking about like the hallway that leads to Mr. Norrell's library in Jonathan Strange Mr. Norrell. How it's maze-like, and some of the people pick up on it, and some people just are like, this is a weird hallway. But it should be disorienting for sure.
Okay.
In that one, they use a weird creaking sound to let the viewer know that something weird is happening.
Yes.
And also a slight playing with the camera. I don't know what it's called, but they do have a slightly unusual camera thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a weird tilty camera.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's all kinds of
so much about
tricks that can show that. So, okay.
Okay.
But this is kind of the centerpiece of the episode, right? So they search for him for a while. Eventually, they
give up.
They don't necessarily give up, but they give up for right now.
Mm-hmm.
They need help, so they go get help.
So they go back to Olway,
Mm-hmm.
who who should be the one who reports to Elway that the Nandor have fallen behind initially,
Right. We have
so
to
that
introduce
we set him up again. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we set him up in the last episode as well,
I know,
but
but
just
in
to
this
kind of
episode,
reiterate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we want the debate of what is going to happen next to go on there? I feel like
Yes. Always has a
is
decision to make now,
right.
and so does
Now,
everybody.
is he right? So is Alway going to start out saying, "Well, I'm going to have to move on. You guys stay back and look for him." Do they stop? Maybe they stay behind. At least these guys. Do they stay behind to start with because Alway asks them to?
Yeah, or I mean, even if he doesn't say, well, we're going to have to keep, he could say something like, we can't take long. We have to, I don't know.
Well,
I don't want
okay.
him to.
He could. Alway could be of the opinion that they will either find Elway quickly, or there is no Elway left to be found.
Right. Right.
So he could be someone who's like, yes, we're going to do a search, but, you know, if we don't find him soon, guys, it sounds like Dark Rider stuff to me.
Yeah.
There's no point in hanging around for false hope. So
Yeah.
Alway just might have a very practical approach of like, yes, let's look, but the burden has fallen.
You guys do that.
Yeah, but like he's definitely going to take, I have to be responsible and do what Elway would have wanted, which is keep this whole group moving. So I'm going to do my job.
Do we want to show members of the Teleri who are impatient and who do we want to show somebody besides Alway jump to the conclusion that he's just gone? Because we don't have any named Teleri who stay besides who keep going besides Alway.
I mean, when this conversation is taking place, are there extras present? I mean, do we have anyone to say someone went missing? Is it the Dark Rider? Did it follow us? What's going on? Is it a private enough conversation that we don't have that, or is it happening in a group of people while he's dealing with a whole?
We could show Alway take the news as if they have just announced his brother's death.
Right. Okay.
Like, we could just see the way he reacts, being like, he's gone. Like, we've lost him. And, you know, and it's just, it's grief and shock.
Right.
It's not, get that search party going. You know? And then they're like, oh, we'll look for him. And he's like, yes, please do. But you can see that he's not hopeful. He feels like he was just told his brother is gone and dead.
3 things.
Okay.
Are we going to have bad guy scenes in this episode? Do we have time?
Yeah, there's the do we have time issue. Part of the problem is that they're in Middle Earth, and we're about to have no more scenes in Middle Earth in a couple episodes. So this whole bad guy arc for the season kind of needs to happen between episode 3 and episode 6.
And the next one.
Yeah, So we probably do need at least one scene, but I don't know what needs to happen in it.
Okay. All right. Second thing, do we want to set up maybe in Elway's discussion with Lemway the first time that Elway is saying something to the effect of, you guys have to keep up. We have to stay together because the Dark Rider has continuously been taking people, so we can set that up as a realistic possibility.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes it more plausible that they would leave for a reason. They're not just heartless.
And that Alway would just assume that that's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. The third thing, now I'm stretching my brain to remember what it is, the third thing. All right. I will probably come back to it. Apparently, it's time to take a break. So we'll be back we'll be back in a minute. If you're watching this on YouTube Live, if you're watching it on YouTube in the future, feel free to like and share the videos. If you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe. We'll be back in a moment.